What's up? Welcome to episode 3 of the Time's Up Outdoors podcast. Coming at you from Whitmore Lake, out in the shanty, doing some ice fishing. We got a special guest with us today, 14-year-old Austin Thompson. He's an avid football player. He likes long walks on the beach and candlelit dinners for you ladies.
I'm pretty sure
he's
you're single. Yeah.
You're single? All right.
Do you wear Crocs? Or are you like a flip-flop guy?
I like flip-flops.
All right, fair.
I wear Crocs.
I'll wear them, but like...
You would wear Crocs.
Wow. All right, so...
I used to wear Crocs.
As you can see, we really don't even have a... We really don't have a specific topic today. We're going to talk to you about some ice fishing and a whole bunch of other stuff. We want to let you guys know some new stuff that's coming to Time's Up and what to look forward to this year as far as our content goes and some stuff that we're going to try to get into. And
I got a question.
Okay.
We can kind of start rolling since we got Austin here.
let's do it.
All right. So...
Was that like a segue like they do on the Meteor
Is that a segue?
podcast?
No.
Okay.
We-
Go ahead.
I'm not that sophisticated.
Piggyback off it.
Yeah, we'll piggyback. Turn that into a drinking game. So, I'm going to lean into you, all right? Are you coming turkey hunting this year?
I want to.
You want to.
Speak up.
Well, then,
I
yeah.
want to.
There you go. Then you will. All right. Is there anything about it that excites you? Like, I'm assuming you get excited to go deer hunting now that you've shot a couple of
yeah.
those. So, is there anything about turkey hunting that kind of draws you in, or just because you haven't done it?
I just haven't done it. I want to try it. And I like eating turkey on Thanksgiving, so I want to have my own turkey.
There you go. That's a pretty perfect answer, actually.
That's a great reason.
Yeah, that's
a great reason.
I've got a whole bunch of little topics we could go roll into.
My personally have never been turkey hunting either. So.
I keep forgetting that you haven't done it either.
No, man, I've always just deer hunted in small game, like rabbits, pheasants. I really haven't done a whole lot of turkey hunting. I haven't done any turkey hunting.
So John's done a bunch.
I've done a bunch. I shot a pile of turkeys. I usually shoot a pile.
So
I'm sorry.
I want to
hold
dive
on. Hang
into
on.
turkey hunting like as a whole.
I
on the next
just had to
episode.
clear it up because it's illegal to shoot a pile of turkeys. I have shot my one turkey and brought people to shoot more turkeys, equating to one pile.
If you created your own pile out of the turkeys you've like I have a pile of beards
Oh, yeah,
that I've
yeah,
collected.
okay. Sure.
That counts, right?
So
fair.
over a lifetime, you shot a pile of turkeys.
Yeah, that's fair.
I can see
Good.
John.
I understand why you had to clear that up though, because it's podcast world.
Oh, really?
internet.
You shot a pile of turkeys?
We're lucky
last
that we
spring?
can shoot a pile of turkeys.
Next thing you know, we'll be on the internet. These guys shot a pile of turkeys last year.
Yep.
Pretty awesome.
That guy right there.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Hold on. Can I also? I'm gonna segue, or
Yeah.
what? Piggyback.
Piggyback.
The raccoon skin cap. You guys see this?
Show the tail.
Huh?
There it is. Oh, yeah, you got
John's got the raccoon skin cap on that he made himself. So if you're not watching on the video podcast and you're listening, that sucks because
Well,
just go check it out on their Instagram.
It's all over
yeah,
Instagram.
it's all over
We're
Instagram.
gonna put
Facebook.
more pictures of him on there with it on. So what are we fishing for today, boys?
So this is Whitmore Lake. I grew up on this lake when I was a kid. I caught every species of fish that this lake has to offer. Actually, a couple that are no longer in this lake, which is tiger musky. We haven't seen one of these come out of this lake in like, I'd say, 10 years.
You need to tell the story about your tiger muskie.
Okay.
You caught a
so-
tiger muskie out here?
Yes.
No
yeah.
shit.
When I was a kid.
Okay.
Anyway, when I was a kid, my dad and I used to come out here all the time. Actually, go to the boat launch. We had a buddy that lived out here. His name was Joe Davis, and when I was probably younger than Dugan and Austin, I was out here, and they'd bring me out, and they would all they would do is set up tip-ups. They wouldn't jig ever, which kind of frustrated me. But nonetheless, they would sit in there and just do what we're doing, just drink. They'd play cards. They had a permanent shanty out there, is always made out of wood.
That's not ours, is it?
And by the way, they're checking tip-ups as we're talking. So made out of wood. We'd go out there, hang out, sit there, and one day, it was a day like today.
Took you a while.
It was in the morning. We had two tip-ups about 100 yards from each other. And we were just kind of hanging out, and I looked over, one tip-up was up. I go, me being the youngest guy, so I went over there and I grabbed it. And I started reeling this thing up, reeling it up. And as I was reeling it up, the 100 yards away, we had another flag. That flag went up, so my dad ran over there, and I'm fighting this fish. Well, me and my dad are both fighting fish. We're going to double up on whatever, probably a pike. And so my dad, pulls this thing in, starts reeling and reeling and reeling, and I see the head swim by my hole. I'm like, oh my God, I'm a little kid, man. And all of a sudden, I see just this monster of a purple head. Purple, light purple, like a blue, like the bush can. if you guys don't know what a tiger muskie looks like, that blue, swim by this thing. And I said, oh my God. This thing, and it took about 3.5 seconds from the head to the tail to swim by my hole. Well, me being a little 8-year-old kid, I pulled this thing up, and I was only about, I don't know, less than 52 inches tall, because I had to stand up on my tippy toes and walk backwards to get this thing out of the hole. And we're all laughing, and Joe was standing right next to me, just screaming. There's a guy off in the distance that saw this little kid fighting this monster fish. He came over with a video camera at the time, the little cassette ones. Came over with this video camera, started videotaping, like, oh my God, man, we're high-fiving. Meanwhile, we forgot all about my dad, because we got this monster fish on the ice. I mean, screw that stupid hammer handle pike you got, whatever. So all of a sudden, the guy that's filming says, he's like, hey dude, your fish is going, you're fishing, and it starts flopping and it goes right back in the hole. I'm like, no, dude, that was so depressing. And my dad's still fighting this fish, and I'm crying as a little kid. This is terrible. So my dad's buddy Joe goes over there.
2 years ago?
No, yeah. No, leave it alone. Says the two shortest guys. Listen. So I'm crying, and my dad, my dad's buddy Joe goes over to see my dad. And my dad's got this thing by the tail in the ice. He's like, oh, it's a big one. Pulls it up on the ice. It ends up being the same fish. We're going to take a quick break.
Time out.
Time out. Time's up.
Somebody's drilling a hole.
To our
that's what we're
sponsors.
doing.
Brought to you by
Brought to you by.
Brought to you by nobody. Oh, Bush Light.
Bush Light. So Taylor Lehner was with me one time.
Hold on, John's not done with the
Anyway,
story.
the
I thought it was
premise of
All
the
right, let's
story,
get back to
the
that
premise of
story.
the story, it was the same exact fish. That thing swam 100 yards, grabbed both baits. It was the same fish. It still had my hook in its mouth, and we actually lost the tip up because I was crying and in my fit of rage. I watched the tip up just went right in the hole. It's gone. So
you guys both hooked into the same giant muskie.
same giant tiger muskie, yeah.
You got it
And
out.
53 inches.
Do you have a picture of it?
No. Rick, the bait shack that we used to. By the way, we're gonna
It's
take
like the elusive.
Rick's bait shack, and we'll touch on him in a minute. He used to have a picture of it, and then I think he had a fire in his bait shop or something. Something happened where.
So the only known picture of this muskie was burned in a
There's
fire.
a video out there somewhere, and if you're
Sounds
watching
about
this, and you're probably
Or
super old by
listening.
now, but yeah, if you're listening to this and you were the guy that was videotaping, I'll pay a significant amount of money to.
I
get
mean,
that
there's
video.
at least going to be 10 or 15 people that listen to this podcast. Hopefully one of those guys is that old guy that has a video of it.
That would be sweet.
10 or
Old.
15 people.
By the way, that was on Whitmore Lake at the boat launch. Back
Yeah, that's
in
where we're at. We're at Whitmore Lake.
95, 90, 98, 96, 95, somewhere in there.
95, you would have been 3 years old, John.
So Tiger Muskie, what
You're
else you
right.
catch out here? A lot of
Out here, a lot of pike.
pike.
You're gonna see.
Yeah, you
probably,
killed the pike the other day.
Probably, yeah. No, I was on live with it, but you'll see probably through the duration
John,
of this
Breeze
podcast.
calls BS.
Who?
Breeze.
Jeff.
Yeah.
Tell Jeff that he can take a sup. Jeff actually knows my
We're
dad,
looking live
and
on
he's a local boy. He's actually right down the road.
Cool. All right, so we're fishing for pike mainly today. Austin has
Actually, not right here. Right here, we're actually set up in a walleye spot.
Oh, that's nice. Good. I'm glad I knew what I was fishing.
Well, the
for.
tip-ups are out for
I
pike.
sound like an
Tip-ups are
idiot.
out for pike.
Yeah, we got tip-up set up for pike, and we are here fishing for walleye in this spot. Austin has never pulled anything through the ice, fish-wise.
Today's the day.
I've never caught a walleye either.
Is that our
Yeah.
flag right there, or is that somebody else's?
We might have one
no,
on.
those are
No, ours is right up next to the cord. There's a green one over there. That's ours.
Yeah, those are canners. Never mind.
So,
You can't see it right there, though.
I can see that. Look, John can see it right
I
there.
can see this one and that one.
Yeah.
we good?
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, we're
sorry.
good.
So yeah, we're fishing for walleye over here. We got tip-ups out for pike, and I'm not a big ice fisherman at all. I mean, I might do it once a year, twice a year. Last year I went out twice because Joe Palm and his son wanted to go out. Me and Austin went out with him. I think, what, did I catch one? Did Joe
Yeah.
catch any? Joe
they
and
caught
Kyle caught a couple.
Yeah, they caught like 10.
Yeah, Joe and Kyle caught a couple. So, I got a boat. I like being out in the summertime, drink beer and get a tan with my shirt off and my abs out, That's the best way to fish.
Which I don't understand that, because you're a hop a skip away from Lake St. Clair, which is awesome awesome perch fishing.
Yeah, but it's awesome perch fishing in the summer or in the fall.
Well,
You can catch perch out there all the time.
Through the ice.
I know it is. I know. That's what we go for when we go. We go for
But
perch.
every time we go, we don't catch anything.
We've only gone once.
Well,
Don't make it sound.
No, we went out to go.
That one time it sucked.
No.
How many times have we gone out?
We went twice.
Oh.
We went to Metro side.
We went to
With-
Metro with Palm, and then we
and
went.
then we went in our marina.
Yeah, and that was kind of scary because it sounded
Oh,
like the
I
ice was
remember
gonna crack every 5
I jumped
seconds.
on the boat area.
Yeah, so I'm not a huge ice fisherman. I really like it. I'll get out here and do it. John's a bigger ice fisherman than I think any of us in here, right?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
John's
I'm not
kind of
big
the
at it
expert.
I follow my brother around when he goes.
I'm not an expert. I
Hunter's
just
out
do it
there,
a lot. I suck a lot of the time.
Hunter's out there on Saginaw Bay yesterday, right?
Pretty much every day. Today,
Yeah.
I'm surprised he's not out there
Just
right now.
killing the walleye.
Crushing walleye.
Yeah.
A couple lake trout here and there.
But here we are.
Good job.
on
Bruce
Whitmore Lake.
McMurtry says that I'm one sandwich away from being fat.
Wow,
Bruce,
that's aggressive.
I can't argue with you.
I mean,
It happens.
I'm right there with you, bud.
John still got it going on though. Just give him a couple years.
Yeah.
I'm about to be a dad, so the dad bod's
Yeah.
about to be in
Give him a
full
couple more
effect.
years and a couple more cases of Bush Light.
Yeah.
Oh, our flag went up.
Nice, we got one.
We're gonna take a
think
break
that's our flag.
from this podcast, and we're gonna go check our tip-ups.
Is it green?
Yeah, it's green.
We got a request by Niko, which would actually make a pretty good learning subject for maybe some younger listeners or some people that don't ice fish that much. Is how to work a tip up. Okay, so you listen to Scott. You guys are good. You're good, Scott.
I'm listening.
Okay. So what we're gonna do is like tip ups are pretty much set and forget.
Yeah.
How you set them and where you set them and what you're fishing for, what bait you're using, that all changes depending on what you want to catch or where your structure is. So in this, I'm gonna mute Niko. In this scenario, we are fishing right on top of a cabbage weed bed, a huge cabbage weeds that come up to the ice about, I'd say 2 feet under the ice. There's cabbage right where our tip-ups are. And what we're doing is we're setting those tip-ups right on top of that cabbage and letting those things ride. And so with pike being a predator fish, they're pretty much the kings of this lake, right? So what they're doing is their eyes are mounted on the top of their head for a reason, because they're always looking up. So when you get these guys out there and they set these tip-ups, they give them a 20-foot leash to run with. That's not necessarily all that right.
Damn.
All you need to do is set up that tip up maybe 2-3 feet under the ice, which I'm sure Niko just did. And so that's what we're doing with it. It's all dependent on what we're trying to catch. We're using chubs with a treble hook at number 2. And we're, like I said, we're putting them 3 feet under the ice, just on top of that cabbage. So what just happened out there was what Niko wanted to talk about. It's working a tip up is different depending on what kind of fish is on and what bait you're using and what kind of hook you're using. And I was listening to you guys, and I know exactly what happened. So first of all, what happened is, you guys, for the listeners, what happens, they walked up on this tip up, and we're using polar tip ups, which are they have the barbs on the top with the flag. And when you walk up on a tip up, your first thing is not to just go up there and grab it. You're actually just going to look at it. If that thing is spinning, that means there's a fish on there. A chub's not going to be able to take that much line through all that weed and all that stuff. So if it's spinning, there's a fish on there. Now what happens a lot with pike, especially this time of day, what they're going to do is they're going to grab the backside of that bait and swim with it. And so they might not, there's a good chance that hook's actually not in their mouth. So they're grabbing the backside and they're just swimming with it. They're taking line. And I'll let Niko explain what to do at that point.
Yeah, so basically, and that's my fault, because I got excited and didn't explain it well enough. So that fish ran with that before we even got there, probably 30 feet at least, 40 feet straight down into the weed. So what he's doing, like John's saying, he grabbed a hold, probably not of the hook itself, but the back of that fish, and he's taking it down into his little home down in them weeds, into that cabbage, and then he's going to sit there and pull it into his mouth. So did you see how that thing was spinning when we walked up there? So we're going to let that, and when it's rolling like that, let it go. And once it stops, pull that thing out slow and keep the line where it is. And then you start to pull it up. And as soon as you feel any tension at all, any tightness, yank
on it.
like you're trying to pull a whale out of that hole. and then you'll get them.
And what I said,
It's a learning curve. It's totally different. It's different, a different feeling.
when I was saying it depends on also what you're fishing for. When you pull a pike through the ice, we'll get a look at the mouth of it. We're not going to set a hook like how you set your hook is different depending on every fish. We're not going to set the hook on a crappie like we're setting it on a pike.
Yeah.
A pike's got pretty much a stone mouth, so you're not going to be able to rip that
Right.
hook through that. So you can't,
It's
you
made of
almost
bone.
can't set it too hard. As to where a crappie or
Or a
even a walleye, you've
Walleyes
got to
got
kind
soft
of
mouth.
tender them.
And you'll notice a difference too. Like the pike, a lot of times they'll stop. They'll run and they'll stop, and then they'll run and they'll stop. And you'll catch a hook, a largemouth up on one of these things, and they just like a constant slow troll. From my experience, anyway.
Yep.
It's just constantly spinning because they just swim away because they suck their food in.
Ah, okay.
So they just come in and pull it right in, and then they just
What kind of fish?
like a bass,
Smallmouth.
largemouth. They'll just
Largemouth,
slowly
small.
cruise away with it. Small, the same thing. Any of those bass. That's how they eat. They just inhale. So it's a little bit different. Pike are predators, so they take their time.
And a catfish. Catfish are actually smart, which they are. There's channel cats in this lake. What they're going to do if you get one of those on a tip up, you'll see that line going straight down. When you pull that tip up, you're not really even touching the line. You'll see it go straight down, and it'll be stopped because what they did is they grab their bait and they're going down there, and they're just going to slowly let that bait creep down their throat, and so they're at the bottom of the lake when they're trying to digest something big like that, and so they won't be moving.
So back to the story time. Since
Yeah.
that was
So John caught a tiger musky on Whitmore Lake, and there's no proof other than his testimony.
It's
which
not
I
a
trust him.
fisherman's tail.
He's a trustworthy
It's
man.
not a fisherman's tail, Breeze Meister, son of a
So,
bitch.
John.
And
what-
that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Do you have
Yeah,
any
that-
other sweet ice fishing stories?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
I got a fun one. I went out with Taylor Lehner, who we had on that. I saw him on live earlier. Taylor Lehner I went to high school with this kid, about a year younger than me. He's a big fella, big offensive lineman type corn-fed boy. So we used to go out and spear pike and put tip-ups up on Thompson Lake and Howell and lay them out. It's
Why
pretty
did I
good,
put this
pretty
on?
good lake. So we were out there doing that one day. We're walking to a flag that we got up, kind of trotting over there, and Taylor's big ass steps in a hole that we couldn't see and drops down and blows his knee out. Like wrecked it. I mean, like surgical wrecked it.
Wait, is this
Oh,
during football
no.
season?
No, we had graduated.
Oh,
from
okay.
So bad day,
can see
right?
that
We
happen.
barely caught. It was a rough day on the water. We didn't catch as many as we normally
Like,
do.
look at this hole.
Yeah, he blows his
easy
knee
going.
out in a hole. Yeah, to get a little ice on it.
Yeah.
Blows his knee out. So now we're driving home in my old Ford Ranger. We didn't catch. It's kind of a beat up day. Taylor's broken. Driving home, we got a salt truck doing like 25 miles an hour in front of us.
Do what he's doing.
I go to pass this salt truck, and as I'm passing the salt truck, who's not dropping salt, the roads are clear. A guy blows through a stop sign on a side road, T-bones my truck. I flip my truck. We roll over a couple of times. We're laying on my driver's side door.
Is this the same day?
Yeah, on the way home from
This
that
is
horrible
one
trip.
hell of
So
an ice fishing
he's got a
story.
bum knee,
Yeah,
and you guys got to do a freaking.
No
Taylor
wonder
is-
you don't really ice fish a whole lot.
He's stuck in the seatbelt. He's hanging in the seatbelt, like in the middle of the thing. I got to push him out the passenger door to climb out the top of the truck
Oh
now.
my gosh.
So yeah, Taylor and I don't ice fish together anymore.
Is that the last time?
I think that is the last time we ice fished together.
I don't know if I want to
That
ice
was like
fish
4 or
with
5
you.
years ago. It was a bad day.
Yeah, that sounds like it.
I've seen 2 of my friends at least put their leg through the
I
ice.
think I've gone ice fishing a couple times with my stepdad when I was young, and out on Lake St. Clair, and I don't even remember catching fish. I just remember being freezing cold because we didn't have a shanty, so that sucked. And now I use his shanty all the time. I think I probably use that more than him, but which is like twice a year, so he uses it 0. But I don't have any good ice fishing stories. I don't have anything to really talk about ice fishing other than
The reason I like ice fishing so much
Yeah, let's
is
hear it.
because I grew up poor, and you don't need much to come out here and you can cover all the water you can in a boat,
yeah.
and you don't need much. It's not
Makes sense because
it's
when
not
you're
expensive, man.
when you're a little kid and all you can do is fish off the dock, you know.
Yeah.
Your dad's at work or wherever. You gotta. I grew up. My grandpa had a house on Lake St. Clair, so I grew up on Lake St. Clair. I mean, we were there every day, and I rode my bike to his house and stuff, and me and my buddies would go fishing every day after school whenever we could. So, but I always had that feeling where like I'm sitting on the dock, and I always felt like I felt like I was catching the same fish all the time. you know, in my mind, I'm like, the same fish live by my grandpa's dock, and I catch them every day. I catch a bunch of bluegill, and every now and then you throw in something. You got one?
No. Oh, freaking took it, man.
Let a bunch of line up.
Oh.
Every now and then you catch something random. You know, you get a pike. Guy next door was caught a musky off a dock, but I can understand where you're coming from, John, because
Two reels.
that thought sitting on the dock,
And then-
all you
Right.
want to do is get out on the water.
It's like that. It's that
Where you can in the winter
The
when
grass
there's
is
ice.
always greener on the other side, kind of
Yeah.
thing. It's like
Little,
if I could just get over there. I mean, I didn't have a boat.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
we never had anything cool. So ice
Right.
fishing time, I could walk across the whole lake.
Yeah. I get
Just
where
me
you're
and
coming
a
from.
sled and a pole.
I think I bought my first boat when I was like 22, so I always had access to boats growing up, so I never really cared to ice fish.
my grandpa lived on a lake, and I would take his rowboat out all the time too.
That's cool.
So.
Oh God!
What?
Don't do that.
What
I
happened?
forgot I was hooked up to.
Oh my God!
Headphones.
John almost just pulled his $3,000 camera, or our $3,000 camera, into a fucking ice fishing hole.
That was cool.
Oh, yeah.
So is that heater gonna go on today or?
It's on
This
right
one,
now.
it's on low. You want it on high?
Yes.
Are you cold?
Yeah.
Oh,
Can you see my breath over here?
You
You
want-
guys
I'm
are over
gonna
there
put
just
it
in a
on high for
sauna.
Yeah, it's pretty nice over
it's
here.
on high now. It's real nice over here.
It's like 14 degrees outside.
Yeah, thank God we got your heater in
It's
our
18
shanty.
degrees. Right here.
Yeah. So, I mean, fishing. I love fishing, but I mean, this is fun. This is a blast. It's tough to get me to do it.
Yeah.
You know, when I'm sitting in my house all warm and cozy, and I'm like, hey, go outside and get in the cold, and it's gonna be cold.
It's easier like when I'm expecting to catch fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a fair weather ice fisherman, no
Me
doubt.
too,
I can go
me too.
cast all day in the summer.
The only
and not
reason why I
catch
came
anything.
out here is because I thought John could put us on fish.
Wow. See, I knew that was gonna come too. You guys are like, hey, I'm like, maybe we should go hunt in the
We're definitely
That's
gonna-
why he called me this morning.
Yeah.
He says, hey, we're going to change plans today. We're going to go small game hunting. Whatever we can get out at some state property. And I'm thinking, he doesn't want to take us out to his fishing hole.
Nah.
That's what I thought of originally.
Well, it's just I knew it was gonna be packed today. We're running a generator
It's
out
not
here,
that packed, though.
but where I would sit right there is right
Oh.
over there.
Okay, have you ever been on Lake St. Clair?
Yeah, that's
Because when you said packed, I was like, I pulled up and
No,
I'm like,
no,
there's like
no.
10 shanties out here.
There's hundreds,
Lake St. Clair,
thousands.
there's like thousands of them.
Because you guys are fishing a huge.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
this
understandable.
lake
Whitmore
is
Lake's
so.
pretty small. How big is this lake?
I have no idea.
It's a
How
pretty
deep
big
is this
inland
You
lake?
lake.
about to put me? Why are you putting me on the spot?
Google it or something.
Son of
I wish we
Yeah,
had
Jamie.
somebody like Jamie on Joe Rogan's podcast. Just look it up real quick. I'll sit and Google that.
a- Breeze just
Google
texted me. If you go to where the east side of the wait, I'm not gonna say that because this is okay. Never mind.
Yeah,
All
don't
right,
give
I got
up.
you. I got
Don't
you,
give
Jeff.
up Breeze's
Thanks a lot, Jeff.
hot spots. That's the thing I'll talk about. Hot spots, man. Hot spots for fishing or hunting, which really doesn't pertain to hunting unless you're hunting state land. But fishing spots, really.
Right. Yep.
How protective are you of your spot?
I think I differ from most on this.
Okay, let's hear what your opinion
I'm
is
not
on that.
protective at all.
You're not? You'll
No.
tell everybody?
Not
I
even a
tell
little.
everybody.
You'll tell everybody
Yep.
too?
100%.
For
I
sure.
would tell all 15 people that listen to this podcast exactly where I would like. So bow fishing, for example, is a big like people are real secretive of it,
Yeah.
and I could care less.
Yeah.
I will shoot fish with the other boat right next to me. I don't care at all,
Okay.
unless I'm doing a tournament that day.
You guys Boulder are just you're
Walleye
just
on the
telling
Detroit
everybody-
River, I could care less unless it's like the week of the
The
smoke on the water.
tournament. Yep.
I could, yeah. This is where I'm catching every fish. Well, here's the color I use. I don't care.
See, I'm different.
Most
Really?
people are definitely.
I'll tell you I'm on a different lake.
Oh, come on. 54 is doing it.
No, I used to go musky fishing on Lake St. Clair with this guy. He worked for a charter boat on Lake St. Clair, and his boat, the charter, was across the dock from mine in the marina when I was like 22, 23. And so he'd get off work from fishing with this guy, and he'd sit there and talk to me. We'd shoot the shit, and then he'd be like, "Well, let's go out." He had a boat. It was his dad's boat. The kid's loaded. His dad owns some company that builds army tanks or something like that.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
that one down.
Not a bad
So-
job.
Oh my
He's
God.
got a 38-foot Tierra decked out.
Nice.
I mean, every single piece of musky fishing equipment you can ever imagine having, boxes of lures, and just amazing. So we'd go out on his boat and we'd kill him every time. We'd catch 5, 6, 7 musky, couple hours. But this kid was so funny. He was so angry about other boats and other fishermen because they knew his boat and they knew, he was used to working the charters.
And he knew
they'd follow the
what
charters
that
around,
Yeah.
so he knew how it go. And he used to get on the radio. There's a musky channel. I can't remember what channel it was. But he'd get on the radio and he'd start telling people where he's catching muskie. And we're nowhere near any of those areas. Like, he'd be like, we're at the dumping grounds. And we'd be over in Canada, like way in Canada. And
He'd be right in front of the marina.
yeah, and he'd be telling everybody on the radio, oh yeah, because guys would get on there and ask where you guys catching them, and he'd get on the radio and be like, yeah, this is where we are, and I'm not kidding you, I've actually seen, and maybe it was coincidence, but he'd give a report, and there'd be guys that you could see like multiple boats in the area you were in leave and go towards the area where that report was given. And he's like, see, they're all a bunch of assholes. Oh, they're just trying to catch fish.
That happens when you're fishing on a river for walleye. The Detroit River, you'll see boats kind of bouncing, and all of a sudden you hook into 2-3 fish in a row, and 15 boats pull up within 10 feet all of a sudden.
Well,
That happens here a lot when you ice fish, because ice fishing's different, because what you do is, it's so weird. Like, this guy over here, if you're the first one on the ice.
are you pointing at me?
No, this guy, whoever the first one is on the ice.
Okay.
Somebody that doesn't know this lake's like, we're just going to go drop a line and see if we can't catch a fish. He's going to go sit next to that guy.
Yep.
And then the next guy's like, oh, they must be catching fish
It's
out
the
there.
same, yeah.
And then it just starts growing.
It's the same with perch fishing on Lake St. Clair in the summer or fall. You go out in front of the Grosse Pointe Yacht Club. This is a popular spot.
Yep.
I'm telling the truth. I'm not lying.
I've been there.
That's actually where people go a lot.
Yep.
And that's what I used to do. I used to get out there and I would just look for the group of boats, and then I'd go right to them. And usually you'd catch fish, but sometimes you wouldn't catch anything. And a bunch of people would be fishing, and more people would keep coming, and nobody was
they just
catching
start
fish.
piling in. It's just like a chain reaction.
I did it today. I saw that guy put 2 pike on the ice on his tip-ups, and I put mine in the same line off this weed bed that he's on.
Oh, did you?
Yep. And that's the one that we had a flag go off on.
Well, I mean,
Now, do you guys, neither one of you have a Vexilar, right? Because if you did, it'd be with us.
no, I've got a Vexilar, but do we have room for that, Scott?
They're not that big. They're not bigger than that.
No, but what are we going to do? Where are we going to put
I just didn't feel like
A Vexilar
running
is
it.
weird when you're running 4 lines.
I bought a Vexilar once, and I took it back.
Why?
I bought a Vexilar. I went
Sweet.
fishing one time.
It's a Vex.
Okay.
Can I tell you something right now? I'm
Yeah,
going to tell all
kinda.
the listeners
Yeah.
that if there's anybody that buys something and takes it back, it's Scott. Everything that he buys, he
The
takes
camera.
back.
Or you
Well,
the guy who, like, rents
there's
suit, buys suit, and takes
a
it back.
reason for the camera. Okay,
Well.
it's a good reason.
Yeah. Anyways.
And what I'm doing, I still have to do it just so that there's a good reason.
Yeah.
But the Vexilar, I took it out and I went fishing like once, and then I realized you go ice fishing once or twice a year. You just spend $400 on something to go ice fishing, and you're an idiot. So I fished with it one time, didn't catch a single fish. I took it back to the store.
My brother runs a Vexilar and a camera at the same time, no matter where he's at, all the time.
So,
He's a freak about
so
it.
that's a good question for our listeners. They can write in, email us, whatever, comment on our stuff. What do you guys prefer to fish with or without? And what about cameras? Because my buddy, he goes to Simcoe every year, which I was supposed to go with him next week, and I can't because of my passport issue. But he said last year they went and they weren't catching anything. They were using this camera, and they realized that the fish were getting scared of the camera. He said once they stopped using the camera, they slammed them.
Yep.
Could see that.
I've heard that.
We did a whitefish trip in Green Bay last year.
I saw the pictures. I remember that.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. And our guide uses a Vexilar. The first guide trip I ever did. And he had a Vexilar. And he was like against the camera. My brother desperately wanted to run it though because he wanted to see what it looked like down there.
Okay.
So the guide's like, all right, cool, go for it. So he drops the camera down there after a while. Next thing you know, the guide has now sat directly next to Hunter, my brother, and is staring at his camera and bought a camera, and he's using it this year while he's out there.
So what was his reason for being against the
Because
camera?
he had a Vexilar forever, and it worked just fine for him, and he was like, no, there's no need for it. And then he saw, it's cool to watch the fish eat.
Okay.
So then he, all of a sudden, next year, thing you know, he
It is cool. I
When
would
it
love
works,
to
it
have
works.
one.
Like
John, are you warm in there?
Yeah. No, I'm good.
I'm gonna turn this down to medium.
Perfect. Yeah, Vexilars are cool. I mean, Vexilars are sweet because they give you a nice cone. You can see a 360-degree cone, but some people don't like it because it's hard to. You have to think differently when you look at it. But a camera, you can actually see structure.
Well, and now the new cameras too, like
Yeah,
Hunter's has a remote. So you can turn it.
It's got a little thing on it.
Yeah, and you twist it around and everything while you're watching. You know,
That's sweet.
it's pretty badass.
I just bought my dad one for Christmas because he's out there on Gillett's Lake in Jackson. He
There's
does
a
a lot
drone
of
flying
fishing.
out there. Drone out there.
Is there?
Yep.
Sweet.
Scott's got a friend down the ice.
All right,
Go
so
out there and smash.
that's
into
ice
it
fishing.
with
That's it.
my-
How about we call that enough for ice
You want
fishing?
to talk about
Yeah,
ice fishing?
7
anymore?
people just fell asleep.
Yeah, they're like, wow, you guys are awesome.
What do you want to talk about now, John?
Why is it me?
I'm going shed hunting next
Well,
month.
we're good on ice fishing. Let's talk about shed hunting.
Pretty
Chief.
excited about
Shed
that.
hunting.
I went the other day, didn't find anything. I shot a squirrel and a rabbit though for a stew that I'm making.
Where do you typically go?
Shed hunting?
Shed hunting. Yeah.
Everywhere. Any piece of property that will let me go. I
Private?
knock on doors for
You'll
shed
knock
hunting.
on doors.
Yeah, I've done public.
How many sheds do you typically find in a season?
In Michigan, roughly a dozen.
That's it.
That's it.
Can we tell you about what's his guy? What's his
Tommy?
Tommy.
Yeah,
From,
so Tommy Brandenburg, if you don't know him, Bravery Outdoors.
Yeah.
He's from Illinois. He's, last I knew, which was yesterday, he was over 40 already.
Wow, already this season.
Yeah, and he's found some.
Did you guys notice early shedding at all?
Not
Seemed
earlier
like the
than
talk
normal.
of the internet.
I feel like that gets more and more popular due to more and more people running trail cameras.
I think so too.
But bucks lose their
Yeah.
antlers in December all the time.
Right.
It's not unheard of.
I didn't really see much. I mean, I still had bucks. I was flying my drone around at my dad's the other day, getting some
Oh,
B-roll
yeah,
shit,
like
and there was
two
bucks
big
on out of my dad's property.
I had a buck 2 weeks ago
Or
on camera.
it
He
was-
still had his
well,
antlers.
yeah.
But like if you ask any real shed guy, at least in the Midwest, until mid-February, you still expect bucks to have antlers. I was coming home from a turkey trip in Nebraska, first weekend of April, and there was a buck in Iowa who still had his antlers.
Oh wow.
And the first week of April, and he was huge.
Can we?
Iowa bucks
So
are huge.
I'll be honest with you. I've only ever been out shed hunting a half.
I've
dozen
only
times.
ever gone out once. It was last year.
I got news for you. We're going to shed hunt both your properties this
That was
year.
my first.
Well,
that was
so-
on a rope.
yeah,
so-
whenever you want to go, dude. Let's go. Yeah. Weird story, real quick. Last year, I took Amanda and
Everyone.
Austin and the girls. We all went out shed hunt my dad at my dad's house, and we were walking
on
this field edge, and there's like this little thicket of like thorn bushes that was turned over, and there was a pile of bones under there, and there was 3 skulls. Eddie found it. There's 3 skulls, and they were tied together.
Was it like this guy's spot that he was like that?
Well, no, two of them were tied together, and like one was on a branch.
So
Before
that-
we found that one,
That's a coyote bait.
Probably.
Yeah, that's what
Is
Mr.
that what that is?
That's
Oh, yeah,
what Mr.
for
Mike
sure.
told me.
Either
I would-
that or it was a trap.
Oh
But
yeah. See, I don't
before we
coyote
found
hunt, so I
that,
wouldn't know
before we
that.
found the skulls,
It's illegal
There was
Is
a
it?
bunch
Oh,
of-
it is.
to hang like that. I don't
Okay.
think you can do that.
Yeah, well, they're
Yeah,
doing
but
it.
before,
And it wasn't on our property. It was just on property that we're allowed to hunt.
yeah.
That we're allowed to, we walk on
But,
it and
like,
stuff. It's just a
before
farmer's
Before
field.
we found that, like a few feet behind it, there was like a bunch of other bones. Remember? Like.
Yeah, it was.
Right
There was a pile of bones, and then the skulls, and they were like tied together. It was weird. It was
Yeah.
real
So
weird.
what those guys do is they take the skulls. They'll take a whole dead carcass and they'll tie the heads together, and then eventually the coyotes will come out there and just start ripping it apart.
Yeah.
So those
obviously.
bones that you're finding
Makes
are
sense.
probably from the same.
They were
carcass.
small too. They were
Yep.
real small.
Yeah.
Like it looked like fawns.
Yep. It
Probably.
probably was.
It was weird.
Probably shot from the road.
No, nowhere near the road. Nowhere near. You can't even see this area from the road.
Interesting.
Okay. So
It was like really.
So
creepy.
shed hunting,
Like,
you-
Shed
you've
hunting-
only gone
shed
a
hunting.
couple times?
Nico, help me.
I'm in.
Yeah,
Help
me
Help
too.
the
Because I'm
listeners.
not a big
What-
shed hunter either.
what
So
do
I
we
want to
do?
get into it more this year.
How do you do it?
First things first.
Just tell us your best shed hunting
The
spots. and
2
we'll-
biggest things for shed hunting, in my opinion, are be ready to walk.
a lot.
You have to just put on miles, and then be persistent enough to keep your eyes down.
Beer me.
Like I get bored, and I
Start
want to start.
looking
I
around.
want to start looking. You start looking for new tree stand spots and things like that. But you have to just keep your eyes down and bring binoculars,
Binoculars. Why?
because you'll find a trail that you won't want to walk down, but you can see a long ways down it, and it saves you a ton of time if you can get your binos up and look down.
Is
that
that
trail.
ours right there? Is that up?
But we've only got
No, that's
two.
them over there. And then, so that's first things first. South-facing ridges. Anybody will tell you that because the deer are going to bed up on that south. So, like when I go look for sheds, I go to where I know deer bed.
Okay.
I find their bedding, and I start looking in their beds. And then from their bedding, I go to their main trails that lead to food,
Okay.
where they stage at. Find a lot of their staging. And then I look in the fields. That's like the last spot. But finding sheds in fields is pretty dang hard.
I mean, I would imagine with fields, especially if they've got
Especially bean stubble fields.
bean stubble, you use your binos and you just glass them.
Yeah, exactly. And then you've got...
Seems like it'd be hard to see that too.
It's definitely not easy by any means. You've got anything, the obvious ones are like anything a deer's going to try to jump over. Creek crossings are big because they got to put a little extra oomph to come up and down.
Yeah, when they hit the ground, it falls off.
Like when I went out west and we looked in Nebraska or Kansas that one year, I found more sheds in a day than I ever have in a year in Michigan. And there was...
Really?
Every creek crossing it seemed like had a shed antler.
Really?
And every bedding I found a shed.
Now, why do you think that is? Why is there more?
I think the deer are more isolated there than they are here. There's so much more room for them to hang out.
Right.
Like out there, you get on deer sign, you're gonna find it. Like we literally were driving down a back road in northern Kansas. No, where we were at? Yeah, northern Kansas. We're cruising. There was this brush crap on the side of the road. My old man said there's a shed in there. It was just on the side of the road, some random brush.
Yep.
We get off, we jump 8 mule deer come popping out of there, and there's a mule deer shed laying in it.
No shit.
Big 4-point side. And it's like, that's just how it was. Every time you'd find a good area, there'd be sheds. My brother and his buddy set up a turkey blind. We're turkey hunting out there. Find a shed. He steps out of the blind to take a piss. The other shed's across the creek right behind him.
What's the biggest shed you ever found?
Those two were probably the biggest. That pair, Matt, when we...
There you go. There it is.
I think hammered that, bud.
Yeah,
Oh,
they did.
shit. Let me get the GoPro out. Here I
Oh, my
go.
reel came off.
Well, that's what it
My
was.
reel came off of the pole itself.
Hold up.
That's running like a pike.
Yeah, it is. It hit like a pike.
Oh, show. Oh, shoot. Scott just dunked his GoPro.
I'm
and it
literally
doesn't have the
holding
camera
on
it.
to my reel that's separated from my pole.
Oh, that
That's a
thing's
pike.
big.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, nice little
I
guy
saw
there.
that thing swim by my hole. I'm like, what in the world?
I didn't bring my spreaders or my hemos.
I got
so.
you. All right.
Nice pike.
Look at that.
Ooh, it's gonna
What did you catch that on, a Haley or something?
I caught him on my perch rig that I use.
Is it like a little Swedish pimple or a little teardrop?
little bead.
Yeah,
I
little
felt
bead.
some nibbling right in there.
Throw that thing up in front of the camera.
Not bad, huh? Cute little fish.
Here. Picture of you.
Easy, easy, easy.
Yeah.
Beautiful cover girl.
That was sexy.
But he's actually going bald.
Does anybody want this?
So,
So yeah, we're good.
how big is he?
So quick measurement, use 22 inches.
22 inches.
All right, you record this again?
So he's
could probably
two.
Right next to the L. Ready?
Hold up.
Shove that in the hole.
So this one's too small. He's 22.
22, yeah.
24 is the size limit. So
Yep. Off he goes.
Well,
Really?
epic.
I mean,
fail.
your head was in the hole.
Epic fail.
Really? Get in there.
there he goes. Oh, he hit
Oh! He's not nice to your heater, John.
the GoPro. He hit the GoPro as he swam away.
It's all right.
All right. Shut it off. Thanks, buddy.
So, there's one fish.
I did it.
Too small to keep.
Catch him.
We got some more fishermen out here.
That thing hit it hard, man.
That was fun, just watching you. That's the thing about fishing, man. You know what I like about fishing? I like watching other people I'm fishing with catch fish. Like, I don't even give a shit if I catch fish.
He fucked everything up.
Did he ruin your rod?
Well, I've kept my little plastic on there to keep my handle nice for like 4 years.
Did you never actually set your thing on?
Yeah.
It's just like, they're like little,
Oh, I see.
yeah, little bullshit. All right, boys.
on the board. On the board.
I don't know what y'all are doing, but shit.
All right. So where were we before
We were
got-
talking about
No, this
sheds,
is-
south-facing ridges.
Yeah, south-facing ridges.
Okay.
beds.
Why south-facing ridges?
Yeah.
So south-facing ridges get the
Explain
most
that.
sun.
That guy is lined up.
Which is another reason why.
Same with like we were talking cottontails the other day.
cottontails, yeah.
They're just warm. So like in the wintertime when everything's cold as hell, they tend to hang out on the south-facing ridges.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie, I learned that from Lee Lukoski.
Really?
So
And you've had luck with that with shed hunting.
yeah, I mean that's where I think I find the most winter beds on the south-facing ridges.
Okay.
Other than that, man, that's really it. Food sources, got to figure out where they're eating. Apple trees, I find a bunch under apple trees. They seem to go there, whatever's left.
Yeah.
There's one spot I find sheds every year in apple trees. I haven't been there yet this year.
Yeah.
And then pines are easier to find sheds. They seem to live in there too. I'm assuming because they can bed easy in there, maybe.
Sure.
But like a big
I mean, they canopy. They got a lot of canopy, right? So
Yeah, I mean something.
they've got a lot of sky cover.
There's a
and then-
reason, I don't know what it is, but find a lot of them in pines.
Oh, he's got one.
Fish on for old boy Scotty.
we should-
Horsing him in there.
Oh, wow, man, he didn't give a heck.
It's gonna be the same one.
No,
Is he
he's
coming
a
up?
little guy. I don't even know if it's a fish. to
Pull
be honest with you.
the come up.
Oh shit! Got off.
What? Are you,
What did you have on there?
I don't know.
your drag.
Are we all hooking fish on the head?
I don't know. I guess my drag. Oh wow, wow. My drag's way.
We tell yeah, we don't ice fish a whole lot.
Yeah. See.
My reel just falls off. Scott's isn't even working.
Oh, time's up outdoors. Yeah. So, whatever. I don't know what I just had on there. Maybe it was weeds. We're having fun though.
Amateur hour.
So shed hunting. We're gonna go out and do
Yeah, soon, very soon. Now that you're switching over to the good side,
yeah, man.
coming to the good
Yeah.
unit.
Wait, hold
So-
on. So let's
So
talk
let's
about
talk
that.
about that. Let's talk
Yeah.
about times up outdoors.
Okay, but how do we turn this into a podcast-esque thing? So like, what we have to ask a question. Like, what would you do to sacrifice? What would you sacrifice to do something you love to be outdoors with
What?
people you enjoy? Like, what would you sacrifice
Okay.
to be outdoors with people that you enjoy being outdoors with? Obviously, we know your answer.
My firehouse.
Yeah. So let's.
Well, I mean, that's not the only reason though.
I know,
that I
but
transferred. But I mean,
certainly
it
helps.
was a. It played a role. It definitely played a role. So kind of news for Times Up. Just going forward into this year. Transfer list just came out.
What's
in
a transfer
in the
list,
Detroit
Scott?
in the Detroit Fire Department, you can transfer from your firehouse to another firehouse twice a year. In February and when's the other one?
August.
August, yeah. So,
That's every 6
I
months.
have
for
been
your
at
math
my
students.
firehouse for 3.5 years, and I love it there. It's a great firehouse. Ladder 13, engine 33 in Southwest Detroit. I cannot say enough good things about that firehouse, and I think Niko would agree with me because he ran there when he was a trial man.
Yeah, it was awesome. It's a
For
great
his truck
time.
service. But it's a great neighborhood. The people are so cool down there. The scenery's cool. I love the way it looks down there. Just my drive home and to work. My drive home mainly because it's sun's coming up over to the city. You got an awesome view. I mean, everything about working down there was pretty awesome. The guys are incredible, smart, great firemen, good people, laid back firehouses.
There's some good old school firemen.
Old school
Yeah.
firemen down there. Man, I really did get lucky getting that spot in the first place, and I got lucky staying there and hanging out with them guys for 3.5 years, learning what I learned about truck work and engine work even, and it was a good time. But the transfer list came out this time around, and for a few reasons, there's a couple reasons, and none of them are bad about the house or the guys or anything. That was in fact what made it the hardest thing to decision to make. But I ultimately made the decision to transfer to ladder 25, engine 53 on the east or west side of the city, which is actually where I came from to go to ladder 13, which is kind of funny. But Niko runs at ladder 25. He kind of mentioned it to me a few months ago, and I never really put too much stock into it. And then kind of last minute-ish, I thought about it and called Niko and asked him if there was still a spot, if anybody's putting it in. He talked to the right people and called me back, told me to put in. So I did, got the spot, and starting Friday, I worked my first shift over there with Niko. And the funny part is I'll be in the same battalion as Niko and John, working the exact same schedule, which did play a huge factor because up until this point, we've been working opposite schedules with each other.
It's been such a pain in the
And
ass.
They're on unit. We have 2 units in the Detroit Fire Department. Unit 1, Unit 2, and I was on 1 and they were on 2. So trying to set up, trying to pick a day. Every day I'm off, they're working. Every day I'm off and Niko's off. John's working. Every day I'm off and John's off. Niko's working. It was just a pain in the butt, and it's really hard to run this business and do the stuff we're trying to do and try to bring you guys some quality outdoor media content. So that was a big deciding factor for me. I think it's going to make things a lot easier. We'll have the exact same schedule. We're going to be able to, collaborate
minnow head.
with some stuff.
I was trying to give him like sign language, so I didn't
John's
interrupt
over
you.
here trying to sign like he can't interrupt because we're on a podcast. What happened? What happened?
I need a minnow.
Look at the size
Oh,
of this
you need a minnow.
That's a blue, bro.
So
That's what you use
I
for
think it's going to
walleye.
be good. We'll have a lot better schedule. It's going to be a lot easier to get together and do stuff. We got a lot of big plans for 2019 and being at the same firehouse in the same battalion as John, and it's going to be it's going to make things a lot easier.
I did not think you were going to do it, by the way.
No,
No, I don't think anybody did. I'm pretty sure a lot of people. I don't know how many times how many text messages have I gotten. Why did you do that? What nobody leaves the 7th Battalion. Blah blah blah. People were pretty surprised, but I also have gotten a lot of people who I respect have told me that they
understand
think that I made a good choice, and not even times up wise, just other reasons that I don't really want to divulge into on the podcast. Just not that they're bad, just because there's just a couple reasons.
It means its own thing.
But so we got a lot of stuff planned for this season, and I think you guys are gonna like it, and we're gonna have a lot of time to put shit together and bounce ideas off each other instead of being over the phone all the time and trying to share data through internet and slow internet. And
Yeah, that was a
Well, I
nightmare.
mean, you and I are looking to be we have the exact same schedule.
yeah, we do. I saw that.
Yeah, so we'll always be in there, bounce stuff off, and then John's right down the street.
Yeah,
so my firehouse is what? 2
miles?
2 firehouses
Hey,
away.
how'd you catch
2
that
miles
fish?
away.
He attacked.
Will you show me how?
He got
I
excited.
need you to teach me.
Well, first
What'd you
bit.
just drop down there, John?
First bit is you just Swedish pimple.
Ooh, the
spoon?
Swedish pimple. That's what I know. I know the Swedish pimple.
Yeah.
So, what do we got planned, man? Let's talk about that. Niko posted a little.
Is this our closer? What are we?
What time? When did we start?
I don't know. I think.
We should probably wrap it up.
Yeah, let's wrap this up.
Yeah, let's wrap it up. Let's talk about real quick what we got planned for this year. Oh, it's seaweeds.
What are you doing?
I don't know.
Keep
John.
some down there for the. Okay, don't throw it back in your hole.
All right, so
This year,
what we got planned? Niko, you posted a video online, and
Yeah.
if you're listening, and you want to go on our YouTubes. Not YouTube. It's not on YouTube, is it?
Mm-mm.
It's just on our Instagram, Facebook.
Which one?
You can find it. We'll reshare it. The video of Niko in a cold firehouse talking about.
dude, it was so cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a cold.
It
day.
was so cold in that firehouse.
So
yeah.
let's talk about what we got coming. What can you expect from Times Up Outdoors this season?
So, like we
Niko?
mentioned in that video, we're gonna do 15-ish minute episodes. We're gonna do. We still haven't decided this. Either 4 every 3 months or 3 every 4 months, and then we're gonna do like a video here and there, and we'll probably one a month, like a short 5-minute video. What's going on, and at least a podcast every month with random cooking videos thrown in as they come along.
That's on top of all of our Instagram, all of our BS.
Yeah, plus all of our other stuff.
Yeah.
But what we're gonna be focusing on those, we were talking shed hunting. I would love. I'm gonna film my whole Missouri trip that I'm about to go on in March. So that will probably
You're shed
be
hunting in Missouri
shed hunting and scouting for whitetails.
because you're going back there for whitetail in
Yes, September and November.
Then
So-
potentially myself if
Yes.
everything works out.
You're going
So-
in September.
Yes.
So that's gonna. You can expect to see a lot of that. You're gonna have a ton of Detroit River footage and video and content from the walleye run that is best in the world. We're gonna do a small game episode. We're gonna get Austin and Dugan out there shooting some stuff.
Turkey hunt.
I would
turkey
be willing
hunting.
to bet we'll have more turkey footage than anybody in the state.
Don't
Yeah.
jinx us.
I guarantee it.
I'm
100%
I'd
sure.
be willing to put at least $3 on it.
That 3 or
$3
4 at
Three
least.
hole?
Maybe 4.
3 hole doll hairs.
$.
That's like half of the.
That's almost my whole
I
paycheck.
gotta pay
Yeah.
attention.
We will have a ton of turkey footage.
Yeah. I'm excited about turkey hunting.
It's going to be insane.
I can't wait.
We have so much land to do it, and then I'm going on a bear hunt in August, filming
Ooh,
that.
Where at?
Canada.
Where in Canada?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I got invited to come film and fish,
Dude.
but
Oh,
I'm filming
dude.
my dad, so we're filming
oh
a
my
fireman.
God, yeah.
So that'll be sweet. He's shooting a bow. We got that going down. Waterfowl again. I think we're gonna do a musky. We're gonna try to do a musky footage or a video.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna try to get that.
I would love to
get that.
do a sturgeon one. We've never done it.
We
just
should.
talked
I
about
mean,
it.
I
That'd be
got the
sweet.
bow for it.
Yep, you sure do.
I mean, like I said in that video, anything you can do in Michigan outdoors wise.
Yeah, we're gonna do it. We're
I
gonna
mean,
try to do
I'll be
it.
morel hunting I don't know if you guys do any of that, but I love
all the
doing
time. I love morel hunting.
it. So I'm sure we'll see plenty of that. We'll probably film some of that randomness. A lot of smallies fishing with Nick Rand.
Oh yeah.
And that's all coming from Niko. And so what
Yeah,
I've
this
got,
is just my garbage that I'm thinking of.
So I've
John
also
wants to do a whole episode on sewing and crocheting.
we can do that.
He
It's
makes
gonna
hats.
be like it's gonna be
He makes
like
hats.
it's gonna be like what's her name, Martha Stewart. That's gonna be sweet.
You
But-
and Snoop Dogg kicking it?
Yeah, that's gonna be badass. But that being said, I've also
That's a
got
big
like Niko was saying, I've got turkey land.
Yep.
So Bruce and I are gonna
My
go.
lease.
We're gonna go stack a pile of turkeys. We've got
No, you're gonna shoot one each.
we're gonna shoot one each in the spring, and then
Oh, yeah. Hold on.
one a day in the fall.
One a day in the fall.
And then we are going to. I don't know if I told you guys this, but Chris Daly is going to apply for his bear tag.
For Michigan.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I don't have enough points yet, but Chris has 6 going into this. Well, he's got 5 going into this year.
Okay.
With an application of 6, so he needs 9 points to get where he normally goes, and so he's kind of researching on and off about where to go. But I'm pretty sure I can convince him to drop those bear points. So hopefully expect a bear hunt coming from Chris
Okay.
and
So we'd
myself
have
as well.
2 Detroit Fireman bear hunts?
2 Detroit firemen bear
Sweet.
hunts. A lot of Detroit firemen shooting turkey. A lot of Detroit firemen catching.
Are you guys going
walleye.
spring bear or fall?
Fall,
Fall
August. Yeah,
I did a spring bear last year in Ontario.
that's
It was
sweet.
awesome.
I wanna
Only
do
one
that.
of us got a bear.
Yeah, but the scenery from that.
Oh, dude, it was beautiful.
Oh my God.
And pike fishing was unreal. Like
Right.
I'm not kidding you. I'm not even exaggerating a little bit. At least every other or every third cast, you caught a pike.
Can't
we were
wait.
catching pike. I mean, a lot of little ones, but still, we had a whole stringer filled full of big ones, which they have different laws up there. They want you to keep the smaller
Yeah,
ones.
exactly.
They're obviously doing something right because there's a million pike in that lake, and we were using pink lures.
They're not a very
I have a pink lure on right now.
Yeah, I saw that. I got me all excited because I remember using pink lures to catch pike.
So that being said, we got that, and then we're trying to do this cool cooking episode with a couple of the best cooks in the city.
Oh, yeah,
we
forgot
gotta do
about that.
And that's
the
going to take
cooking
place
episodes.
hopefully at the firehouse.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
It will.
I'm gonna keep trying to give you put out those minute videos if I can get them on there in a minute. Trying to cook wild game. I got a family of 4 kids and a beautiful woman at home, and we cook a lot of wild game that whatever we kill, we eat it obviously. And every time I cook wild game, I try to throw the GoPro up and put together a little video for Time's Up. So I'll keep those coming, and maybe these guys will get on that too and share some recipes. And
Ooh, the eyeball came off.
we got that going, and a big one coming. A big thing to me that I'm really excited about is the big buck contest that we're going to put together, and that's going to come out soon. We got to finalize all the stuff on it.
Can you give me a runaround? Because I was sewing this hat when you guys were talking about it.
We'll talk about it after the podcast,
Okay.
but basically we're going to do a big buck contest. There's going to be an entry fee. Portion of it's going to go to a charity, right? You think?
Yeah, for sure.
Little
Yeah, we'll
portion
figure
of it,
something
yeah.
out.
If nothing else, the fireman's fund.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Probably the Fireman's Fund. But it's going to be fun. It'll get guys involved and try to maybe win a little bit of money. And we're going to have 2 categories. We're going to have a Detroit firefighter category, so biggest buck on the job, and then we'll just open it up for everybody else to enter as well, and it'll be a different category. We're going to allow Detroit firemen to enter both categories if they want to, or just one. But yeah, man, I think that's exciting. I'm excited for that because I like entering those. And we were talking about the firehouse the other day, and me, Niko, and John got a friendly bet with not really friendly. It's $100 a man.
Oh, it's not friendly.
No, that's not friendly
it's
at all.
biggest buck out of between the 2 of us at engine 53, ladder 25, and between the 2 of them at engine 33, ladder 13.
Ooh.
Our biggest bucks scores in inches, and then those two's biggest
We can
bucks
make
scores.
it bigger. We could do you and Chris
Nobody-
at 54s.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we could.
Yes.
Yeah.
We could have
let's do
3
that.
firehouses going.
So we got that going, but I wanted to
$100 a
do
guy?
something that will get everybody involved, and
$100.
try to get other firemen from around the state or wherever. We don't. Well, no, I'm sorry. I take that back. Not wherever. It's just a Michigan thing. Sorry.
Right, yeah.
If you're out of Michigan,
Yeah, if you're in Iowa, you
if you're in
can't.
Iowa,
Whoa,
we're not.
I shot him.
All you other states with the giant bucks running around, we can't allow you to be in our big buck contest because it's not fair.
Our big buck contest, you pass on.
So it's going to be a Michigan thing. Firemen, anyone, your brother, your sister, your grandma, whatever. We're going to get them involved and hopefully have a fun competition and somebody can win a bunch of money. I think we want to get it out early. That way we can start getting entry fees and grow that. The more money, more people that enter, the bigger the pot's going to be at the end. And, you shoot a big old monster and you win that, your mount's going to be paid for, and I think you're a little bit more than that.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I think it's going to be pretty big. And we talked about doing a turkey one, too.
Yep.
I think we can do that. Like I said, I've never done a lot of turkey hunting, so I don't know a whole lot about it, but we'll probably set that up, too. So look forward to that.
When it comes to contests also, I think we were talking about that. We were going to do a... so I guess we'll just spill the beans now.
I feel like you're spilling the beans to me. Are you pregnant?
No. Again, you know that. It's your baby. No, so I've kind of taken this upon myself. But
yeah, I don't even know what you're talking about.
We've got the Smoke on the Water tournament, all Detroit firemen.
Yeah, that's
tournament.
Detroit thing.
And so rather... We were talking about we were going to do a Time's Up Outdoors boat, and like, oh, cool, all three of us. No, we're not that friendly to each other.
Yeah,
Firehouse
we're going to do
is all
a
about competition. So each one of us is going to be on a different boat. And I think we're going to do some kind of little social media, little contest with all you guys and all of our followers.
Yeah, but I'm on a boat with Mike Ferdinand, and Mike Ferdinand is the best photographer in the city, so I'm going to have better pictures.
Well, you're going to definitely have better footage because he's a pro. But that being said, we're going to do something along the lines of you have to guess who the winner is going to be and what's their total weight out of. I think they're doing 5 fish this year, Joey, or all 5 total.
I don't know
total weight. So whatever the regs are, that'll be released later, and you guys will win something cool if you guys choose the winner, and the closest one to the total weight will win something as well. So
which I won the biggest
galore.
fish 2 years ago, except for I came in late and they didn't give it to me.
I won it about 5 years ago.
Did you? Yeah, I texted Riggs and told him we were on our way, and then he forgot. Or something happened. I don't know how it happened, but
he cheated.
Yeah, he
ended up, when I got there, he's like, we just did it. I was like, oh, okay, well, my fish was bigger than the other fish by like
maybe if you were on time, Scott.
I know, it was my fault. I shouldn't try to make excuses. So, yeah, look forward to all that, man. A lot of good social media stuff, and we're going to try to partner up with some good companies out there this year, and
as you can see, if you're watching this podcast, Scott is real thirsty for First Light.
Yeah, man. First Light.
Him and his boy Steve Ranella.
I mean, if Steve Ranella wants to put in a good word for us, I would imagine he listens to our podcast.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
he probably does.
He's like, man, this guy says man all the time like I do.
Oh, like,
yeah. Yeah, man.
Hey, man. Listen here, man.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Oh, hit it.
Got him. Ah! Pike at the hole.
And I hooked you.
All right.
Oh,
nice.
no.
Son of a
Little hammer handle pike
right
right
at the
hole.
end. That's a good closer, I think.
On that note,
all right.
we are going to see you guys next month.
Yep.
And hope you enjoyed watching us drink beer or listening, drink beer. And again, as always, follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. If you want to see what we got going on, timesupoutdoors.com is our handle. And
rate us 5 stars if you can, please.
5 stars
it helps us out a lot.
On iTunes, on everything, 5 stars all the time. And I think this one went a little more smooth than the last one. So
except for it was super. Oh, and next episode, I'm saying this out loud now so that we hold to it. We're doing a basic turkey hunting how-to, because I don't know how to turkey hunt, and I'm sure there are people out there who don't. So we're gonna do a nice podcast on.
You'll have me and Niko out there with calls, showing you different methods of different calling, and a couple of decoys that we like to use and stuff like that. So
all right, you got anything else, John?
I'm out.
You got anything else?
Not a thing.
Austin, how about you?
Nothing.
You having fun?
Yeah.
All right, man. Later.
See you.
Bye.